This is the 10 to 30 yard pitch shot. A little bit tricky, but with a bit of practice and listening to my tips carefully, you'll get pretty good at this. This shot's normally used for something that you're going to try and go over a water hazard, over a bunker or a big hump or something like that. But one of the biggest common faults I see when I play with a lot of amateurs, when they're hitting this pitch shot, they get way too open, ball back in the stand so they can try and catch it properly, and they get a little bit hands ahead of the ball and they hit a little bit of a low fizzer. It's really hard to be consistent with that type of shot. So I much prefer what I call a lollipop ball flight. So the ball's a bit more lollipop in the air, flies most of the way to the target and stops pretty quickly. So the key things that I do with this, when I set up to the ball, I try and turn both my feet out. I call it duck foot, but basically standing there with both feet like that keeps me nice and neutral. Club pretty much in the middle of my stance so that I've got nice natural loft of the club. And when I say that, I mean I've got a 60-degreer and I don't want to make it a 55 by putting my hands ahead. So when we get back to impact, I want it as close to that as possible with the 60-degreer. The next key thing with the swing then, for me, is to think about a clock face. So we want to get to like a 10 o'clock position and then a 2 o'clock position. Obviously the longer the shot, the longer the swing is going to be, but the whole idea is to get a mirror image. So whatever it goes back there, it goes the same distance on the other side. So again, just trying to get nice and neutral, get the ball in the middle of my stance, trying to look for that 10 to 2 position. I nipped that one pretty good. It's about 10 feet away, so not too bad. So again, as I say, the biggest problem I see with a lot of amateurs is they're relying on their hands too much to hit this shot. I call hands like a bad friend. You can't count on them to be there for you. So I'd much prefer to control my distance and everything else with this shot with my body, with the big muscles. So again, standing there nice and neutral. Trying to, again, just keep thinking about that 10 to 2 o'clock position. And that was a beautiful, nice lollipop flight. Safely carried the first bit of water and pulled it up before the next bit.